Hello, hello.
Hi.
This is Ashley and Herceny,
Hello, everyone.
founder of Del Cid Coffee. She's an LA based roaster, and we're doing a short interview here from the 2025 SEA Coffee Expo in Houston, Texas.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me, Ashley. I'm really excited about this interview.
Yeah, we've known Herceny for a long time. We actually met at this very same conference a few years back, and you've grown so much as a roaster. So
Thank you so much.
just wanted to tell everybody about it. So, yeah, tell us a little bit about your coffee.
So, I am an LA based coffee roaster, like you said, and we've been doing it for about a year and a half. But we're a little different because we're also the coffee farmers. So, my family and I are the coffee farmers, and we took over the supply chain. So, we are the only ones who handle our coffee from root to roast. So that means that we actually plant our coffee, we watch it grow, we help it grow, we cultivate it, and then we harvest it, we sun dry it, and then we import, export, and roast in Los Angeles.
That's
So we
amazing.
do the entire thing. These hands work throughout the entire coffee
These
process.
hands.
That's why I can't wear nail polish.
Oh, yeah, fair. That's why I can't either. No, that's really cool. Yeah, actually, Herceny's farms are in Santa Rosa de Lima,
Yes,
Guatemala,
in
and I've
Guatemala.
had the privilege of visiting them.
You
Yes, I
did!
have actually picked a few of those coffee
She
cherries
did come
myself.
harvest coffee. You were there for a whole hour.
Yeah, I stayed a few nights, but I only picked for an hour. Yeah, I mean, I can attest to the fact that their farm is very natural. The group of people that actually do the labor on the farm are like from the community. They're well paid. Her mom's often on the farm, and they go back and forth maintaining quality. And that, yeah, you get really great beans when you buy it from Dulcet Coffee. So,
Yeah, it was fun. So it is where we're from in Santa Rosa de Lima, in Nueva Santa Rosa. It's a village where it's all my family. So they're all my cousins. You met all my cousins, my aunts and uncles. And I think every time we walked in the village, I was like, oh, that's my aunt. That's my uncle. That's my little cousin. That's my little niece.
and and how is it possible? Yeah, I mean, your family is adorable, and it's very hilly. So when you go on
Oh,
walks, you feel like you're going for 10 or 20 miles, but it's maybe like a kilometer.
yeah,
Yeah.
and our coffee farm is high elevation, so it's
Sorry.
also like an elevation change for you when you came. And
Yeah.
I also just learned that all the plants and the trees at our farm give you higher levels of serotonin,
Ooh,
so you were more relaxed.
I was very relaxed. I
Yeah,
think that's because I was laying in a hammock half the time.
we have hammocks.
But
Yeah.
we can verify the altitude of Herceny's farm because that's what we do at Climate Smart Coffee. Is we take her verified location and tell you a lot about the terrain and altitude, which you and your community already know, but it might be helpful for consumers to have that verified,
Yes.
and sort of match the story that you're telling. So how is it that you're an LA roaster and also have such access to the farm in Guatemala? That seems like so unique, right?
Well, I was born in Guatemala, so I am Guatemalan, but I am Guatemalan American because I was raised in the United States. So my brothers and I, my brother and I were born in Guatemala, and my family and I grew up in Los Angeles, the U.S. And then my brother Kevin was actually born in the
Okay.
U.S. So he's very American.
Right. And everyone's involved. Like you can really tell with
Yes.
this brand that the whole family cares, and it is a family story. You guys have had this land for a long time. It was inherited. Maybe
Yes.
tell us a little bit about how it transitioned
We're
with
actually sixth generation coffee farmers, sixth or seventh. My mom was born a coffee farmer. Her parents, my great grandparents, my grandparents. So it's been the the fact that we are coffee farmers has been passed down for generations. My mother and father actually purchased the land themselves, so we didn't really inherit it, but they came to the U.S. and they purchased that land from an uncle. So technically, it's still family. That
Yeah,
was
it's
my
all family.
family. Yeah. So my uncle was the one who, but my father was also born into coffee farming. So he bought these farms that he would work on as a kid. So my both my parents worked as coffee farmers as a kid, which is actually a very common cultural practice in Guatemala, where the kids are also involved with their families. And coffee harvest is from December to February, which is actually when it's no school. especially during the holidays. So my parents, since they were kids, have been farming as well.
Yeah, so you get educated both in the classroom and like how to be a farmer, which is
Yeah.
great. Which is like who you are. You're like
Yeah.
a farmer and a business owner, which is so
Yeah.
cool.
And it's actually been really cool to introduce the consumer part, the roasting part of coffee. So this world to my family in Guatemala who have no access to this world. And also here in the US as roasters and we sell our coffee, we have that opportunity to introduce the consumer to the farmer world, which they have no connection to. So it's been amazing to connect everyone together, which this is why we started this company, to connect everyone to coffee, because you maybe don't know where the coffee comes from.
So often people don't. I mean, that's a big reason Climate Smart Coffee has started a more storytelling brand. While we really love to talk about climate and farmer resilience and sustainable farming practices, which is a lot of what you think about in Guatemala, often there is that disconnect. Like, okay, your coffee came from Guatemala, but like, what else came with it?
Yeah.
Maybe a short write up, maybe a range of altitudes, but like having confidence in that content and that data, and that the farmer actually gave that information to you is a little bit lacking. So what we try to do at Climate Smart Coffee is verify that information and stay connected to essentially the diaspora. I would call it the coffee diaspora, but people who like are from that place, who are also bringing you the coffee and trying to tell that story, which is what you need to do.
Which thank you for doing that, because as a farmer, I started off just farming. I've been here in the US, I was drinking coffee, but every time I visited a coffee shop or a coffee place, they have pictures of farmers, but they have no idea who that farmer is and where they're from or anything. And that's something that I refuse to do, is use my story and my family's picture without you actually saying, "Oh, that's I know them. I've been to their farm like you have," which I really appreciate it, because that's why my family and I started this, because we don't want the farmer to be ignored anymore.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
highlight the people who make our food.
Yes.
And really delicious food. So and delicious coffee. Okay, cool. Well, any last things you'd like to let everybody know?
Yes, we just harvested it this February 2025. Finished the sun drying, so it's always fresh. And this is Chucho, our dog Chucho,
Chucho,
which you know him.
Also met Chucho.
And we're very excited for this. Thank you so much, Ashley, and thank you everyone for actually paying attention to the farmer. And we hope you enjoy our coffee.
All right, thanks for the time, Herceny.
Adios.
Bye.